Hey everybody, welcome to another Warships replay, and this one's in The Sims. This is the Tier 7 US Premium Destroyer. So I was grinding credits to get my Nagato, the Tier 7 and IJN battleship. Sorry, I'm unable to speak properly today apparently. Anyway, so The Sims, of course, being a premium, makes more credits than non-premium ships. I was also trying to get some XP for a future US destroyer crew, obviously training them in a premium. And I've ended up on Hotspot in the southeast spawn. This puts me in a perfect position to push into this cluster of islands just to my north. This is fantastic water for a destroyer. There's islands everywhere to hide behind. It's really sort of tightly clustered together. It's brilliant. And usually there's a battleship or cruiser or something stupid that comes in here and ends up dying horribly. Now that didn't happen this match, but something else did. Of course, I got my anti-aircraft turned off. I don't want to give away my position. And you can see my team have decided to push north from the southeast spawn and south from the northwest spawn, so we're a little disorganized. Got two battleships heading into A, which is a really risky cap for battleships to take, much as B is on our side of the map, because it's so close to this area. And here you can see, I think in one of my Mogami videos I uploaded, my shells just exploded in midair above this island, and that's why. In closed beta those buildings weren't there, but apparently their collision models were. Now I do get lit, so I decide to open fire. Some high explosive to try and burn some hit points off of this Wyoming, and he starts making a lazy turn in towards the middle of the cap. Now at this point there are several battleships in the area, and also the enemy aircraft carrier has already been spotted, or one of them at least. This Wyoming's getting very close. Soon he's going to be in torpedo range. The Sims does have very short range torpedoes. I believe it's about 5.5 kilometers, and so I need to get right up against this island if I want to have any hope of hitting him. But he does seem to be coming quite close. He's making a turn, and so I try and predict it. Now, the replay issue where it locks onto the wrong target just happened there. Of course I was locked onto him and I did have the little torpedo aiming predictor going. I shot just slightly ahead of the predictor because he did appear to be turning to his left. And although I thought he would evade the torpedoes, he actually managed to eat them. And I killed myself a battleship right at the start of the match. Unfortunate for him, but he began his turn a little bit too late, after my torpedoes were already in the water pretty much, and so there wasn't really that much he could do about it. Simultaneously, the enemy cruiser gets killed on the other side of the map and starts flipping his shit. And I fire off a few more salvos of HE at anything that's in range as I make my getaway. Now I could hang around and cap A, but I don't want to. There's still enough enemy ships in the area that would just be too dangerous for me. And in any case, there is another destroyer in C. I'm struggling to hit that battleship there. The Congo, he was traveling a lot slower than I expected him to. The Congo is the fastest battleship in the game as far as I'm aware, or at least one of the fastest, with a 30 knot top speed. And so usually you have to lead them quite a lot, but apparently he was only going about half speed or so. I've got a better target here in the form of the Sims. It's about the same amount of hit points as me, and so by picking on something my own size, I should be able to get myself a nice easy kill while he's distracted, and also thin out the enemy presence in the center of the map. You can see there they've also got a Mitsuki and a Fuso. The Sims appears to be occupied by something else. I think he's firing at that other destroyer to my southwest, and so I managed to burn him down with HE. And there he goes. I do take some hits there myself. but I put fires out and then begin opening fire on the Mitsuki.
Problem solved, sir.
Fuso is in my range, but I would like to try and eliminate the enemy destroyer before he can eliminate me. He is quite dangerous. But he pulls behind the island there, and so I shift my focus onto the Fuso, who's firing at somebody else. He's also already burning. However, you can see he is turning to unmask his turrets. Looks like he's going to go for a snapshot on either me or the other destroyer. At the moment it looks like it's going for the other destroyer. But then he realizes I'm the one doing most of the damage to him at this point, and the guns shift towards me, and that is a scary sight to see in a destroyer, especially at this range. Managed to set 2 fires on him there, which will help whittle his health points down. A few more hits on as he pulls behind the island. Unfortunately, those ones were just a little too low and hit the mountain. And here I fire off some more torpedoes. Now I would have thought that he would evade these. It was the most predictable torpedo launch you could imagine. 2 spreads, and then I shift my gunfire back onto the Mitsuki. And there's some incoming fire from the Fuso, and there's some from the Atlanta as well, further in the distance. Actually takes some serious damage, but the Fuso drifts right into my torps. I wasn't expecting to pick that kill up, but I certainly won't complain. And then as the Mitsuki cloaks up, I shift onto the Atlanta. Now the Atlanta is almost certain to kill me. It's probably the best thing in the game for killing destroyers, because it just basically is a giant destroyer. And it can keep up a constant withering fire of 5-inch shells. Fire off a couple shells his way, but inevitably he does finish me off. But I had a pretty good run, even if it was only a very short one. Now, the enemy Wyoming I blow up right at the start of the match actually took it like a champ. Usually when that happens to Battleship players, the first thing they'll do is whine and chat about overpowered destroyers and how torpedoes need to be nerfed, and they'll call you all sorts of not so pleasant names. But this guy actually was really cool about it. So we actually ended up divisioning after this match, and we had a pretty good run of things together. So rather than sit around spectating my team trying to pull a win out of this for the next however many minutes, I think I'll cut this one here and get straight into some tier 4 murder zoning, since the Wyoming was trying to grind up to his Langley. Thanks for watching, see you on the next one.